is early, and a lot of points still on the table as we get ready for the 3000-meter steeplechase. Collegiate and NCAA meet records there. Courtney Frerichs, who is in this final from New Mexico, is the collegiate leader. There she is. No one more dominant on this track than she in this event.
And Dwight, she's had a superb year. She's run sparingly. Her coach, Joe Franklin, has had her sporadically run different events. And the reason is that she's fresh for late in the year and maybe has a chance to make the U.S. Olympic team. We'll see. She was a gymnast in school and transferred over late to the sport. Jessica Kamilos from Neolos, Missouri, has really had a fine career. She was a 5-minute miler in high school and has knocked her time down to 4 minutes and 34 seconds and anchored indoors the distance medley relay for the national title for Arkansas.
As in all the lap races, 12 competitors, and we will do our best to keep up with them. Those that are contending to the front, Jessica Kamilos being in this race, very important to Arkansas's points. They have advanced the most amount of athletes to these finals, so therefore the most amount of scoring capabilities, but you never know what can happen. A drop baton here, a trip there, an injury in another place, and things can really, really change.
Very interesting story. This lady, Ellie Purrier, from Vermont in high school, and then just switched states, moved over right to New Hampshire at the University of New Hampshire, has helped develop their distance program into a very solid one. And the 3000-meter steeplechase she's done very, very well with. Grew up in a dairy farm 20 miles from the Canadian border and has her regular duties in the morning before she goes to school of milking the cows. Sometimes gets up so early that she does a workout, and then in high school this is, and then milked the cows, then went to school. So, and she ran very well indoors, having the second fastest mile time indoors of anybody coming into the NCAAs for the indoor championships. She ran 4:29 for the mile.
A little more than 7.5 laps because the water jump is inside. They will pass it up this time, as will the first barrier at the top of the straightaway. 7.5 laps, 28 barriers, 7 water jumps. And it's a little bit warmer today for the ladies than it was for the men, so being in that water jump might not be quite as unpleasant. I can't imagine it being pleasant on much of any level, but sometimes when it gets into the 90s, it's probably not a bad thing.
Well, your feet get squishy early on. You have to get used to that when you do the event and even train for it. Let me touch on something that we haven't mentioned here in this 4-day competition, but deserves mentioning. How you become an All-American. And it has moved around over the years. However, what they've settled on is the top 8 athletes on the track in an event become first-team All-Americans. And the second 8, based upon their performances, become All-Americans, but they're second-team All-Americans. So you can get 16 people. It makes no difference whether you're a foreign athlete or an American. And so 16 people will get that title in each track and field event.
Well, as we expected, Courtney Frerichs right up to the front. She has her lifetime best 20 seconds better than anyone else. She has the Olympic qualifying standard. And the Olympic trials will be right back here in Eugene, Oregon in 3 weeks' time as they come up to the very first water jump.
She started track, did Courtney, pretty late, and was a gymnast for many years and played soccer. Those were her 2 principal sports, and she wound up getting involved in track and field and saw her talent. Went to the University of Missouri at Kansas City first, and then transferred to New Mexico and added to their tremendous cross-country team, which won the NCAA cross-country title this year and finished 3rd in 2014.
So Frerichs continuing to set the pace and be out front, followed closely by Jessica Kamilos of Arkansas, which makes the Razorbacks happy. They're looking forward to her having a high finish here. Erin Teschuk of North Dakota State is in 3rd, and then Ellie Purrier of New Hampshire right there as well.
She's running a very solid pace here, Dwight, and she's really kind of stressing everybody early in this race. Somebody who has a hope to go with her is Kamilos. She's run 9 minutes and 40 seconds in this event. Not in the same league as Courtney, but better than most everybody else in the race.
We're going to step aside for a moment. The heptathlon is ongoing. 6 of the events have been completed so far, but to catch you up with a little recap, let's go down to Jill Montgomery. All right, back to the steeplechase, and quite a bit has happened while we are away. We expected that Courtney Frerichs would be out there by herself, and she is. Jessica Kamilos is also in second by herself by about, I would say, 40 meters. We're coming up with 3 laps remaining in the race, and in the trailing pack, Eleanor Purrier of New Hampshire, Aaron Teschuk of North Dakota, and Paige Kuba of Harvard.
And there's the pack that you're looking at, and Teschuk from North Dakota State on the left of those 2 front ladies up leading the pack. Was good enough to represent Canada last year at the World Championships. As we look at Frerichs, realize that this woman ran 2 minutes and 24 seconds. That's good time in high school, Dwight, for an 800. Not fabulous, but she's had terrific improvements since then. If you're a track athlete watching this at home, male or female, realize your talents can be realized. Just continue to work hard as she has done, and look at the results that she's achieved here as she is leading Jessica Kamilos by probably 50 meters, 40 meters, something in that neighborhood.
Also of interest for Arkansas fans, Devin Clark of Arkansas, currently in the 6th place position, so scoring position in that group of 4 that is 3rd through 6th.
Devin Clark, Dwight, is just running her 4th steeplechase, just a freshman. She ran 4:46 for the mile, very fine high school time, among the best in the country, and has taken to this event very well. She's got a 4:17 mile, 1,500 meters this year, showing great improvement in the mile, and it's helping her in her 3,000 meters. She's speedy at the end. They have to worry about her and that pack behind Kamilos.
Well, you watch Courtney Frerichs' turnover, it's superior to Jessica Kamilos, but she's not really putting a lot more distance between herself and the Arkansas Razorback senior. And Kamilos is pretty much keeping her position as a lone number 2, but the race really is for 3rd through 6th, and therefore the very important points that will get for the Arkansas team.
Courtney's a good watcher. She's very efficient now over the hurdles. She had never attempted hurdling until she got into college. This is right here, the water jump. You have to really anticipate comfortably and well 4 or 5 steps before you get to it, so you don't stutter step, lose momentum, and wind up in the deeper end of the pool. As the water gets up and out to 12 feet, it gets much more shallow. It's deep right below the barrier itself.
Now the distance between Frerichs and Kamilos has started to lengthen, and the distance between Kamilos and the chasing pack has also diminished as we get the bell for Courtney Frerichs, dominating as we knew she would. Her personal best time in 2016, 20 seconds better than the 2nd best time in the country.
This crowd giving her a big ovation when she comes down the backstretch. Very knowledgeable distance running crowd here in Oregon. That's their deep DNA and history. And some of the people are standing up over in those stands cheering her on. What a great testimony. What a classy move by the fans. Well,
it's really a solo effort by Frerichs, as we thought it might be. She's got a 13-second lead with a lap to go over Jessica Kamilos, but Kamilos appears still to be in no threat of being caught for 2nd, providing she clears these last 2 barriers.
I think Kamilos running very well, but even better is Frerichs here. She may get a personal best. She's around 9 minutes, 29 seconds. She's out for an excellent performance here today.
She has a shot at the collegiate record, which is no slouch record. Jenny Behringer-Simpson holds it, and it looks like she's going to nail it. It's 9:25.5, and she crosses in 9:24.4. That's a huge performance, and has to make you think that there's a chance with a little more improvement she could make the Olympic team next month, as Jessica Kamilos, finishing strongly for Arkansas, gets 2nd place with also a very solid time. And then Eleanor Purrier, and now from Oklahoma State, Ingeborg Levin comes up very nicely. Devin Clark gets 5th place points for the Razorbacks. So 8 for 2nd and 4 for 5th. 12 points scored by Arkansas in that steeplechase.
Congratulations to her. Jenny Behringer had a record that has stood for 7 years.
And that is the first ever NCAA women's outdoor champion and number 6 on the all-time U.S. list. We have seen quite a performance. This young lady peaked perfectly, and the conditions certainly didn't hurt. Frerichs with a collegiate record-breaking Jenny Berringer-Simpson. It's a record of 9:24.41. Now Jessica Kamilos with big points for Arkansas, and the winner is downstairs with Jill.
And she just looked at me and she's like, I can't believe it. Well, believe it, a collegiate record. You won the prelims 2 days ago. What have you been doing for the last 48 hours?
Recovering, staying positive, and remembering all the work I put in.
You've been running on fire this entire year. It's your senior year. What will you take away from this season and this meet?
Just the experience I had with my team. I couldn't have done it without them. I was really emotional last night, like thinking about this year and just how it's just more than I could have ever dreamed about. And I'm just so thankful to share it with so many incredible women at New Mexico.
Congratulations.
Thank you.